guys, how's everybody tonight? It is April 28th, it's Tuesday night. We would have started this a lot sooner had Miss Stephanie not hidden the Bible from Mr. Todd. But don't worry, I found it, and now we can get started.
I was down here waiting for half an hour while I heard you walking all around upstairs, and you didn't even tell me what you were looking for. And as soon as you told me, I found it in how many seconds?
That's your story. That's how you think it happened. So anyway, I hope you guys have had a great week. Like I said, it is Tuesday night, so we're doing this a little early, and then hopefully we'll have it out there Wednesday evening instead of Thursday morning or Thursday night or whenever we've been getting out there. So we want to get everything done early. Miss Stephanie has been on the ball and already gotten 2 craft videos done, so those are ready to go. And as we will be in Genesis 37 tonight. Last we talked about was, of course, Abraham sacrificing, or God telling Abraham to sacrifice his son, which, thank goodness, that didn't happen, and his son Isaac. And after that, Sarah passes away, and then Abraham passes away, and Isaac grows up and he gets married and has a few children, Esau and Jacob. And there's some trouble there with Esau and Jacob, but what we're going to talk about is one of Jacob's sons, Joseph. And that's what I'd like to talk about tonight. So that's in Genesis 37. And I'm going to start in verse 2. This is the account of Jacob. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers, the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought their father a bad report about them. So what does that mean, Miss Stephanie?
Did he tell on his brother?
He sure did.
Was he being a tattletale?
He was being a tattletale. He was 17 years old. I think he was quite a bit younger than his brothers. And I think that maybe his brothers weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, so Joseph took it upon himself to tell his father. Now Israel is also another name for Jacob.
Okay.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons because he had been born to him in an old age, and he made a richly ornamented robe for him.
Okay.
So some people refer to that as a
coat of many colors.
Coat of many colors.
An ornate robe or an ornamental robe or something like that.
It was a robe, maybe if it had a lot of different colors, that would have shown dignity, or it may have had like buttons and clasps and things like that on it.
Yeah.
I think you even saw one thing that said it was a long sleeve garment, which apparently was pretty neat. So Jacob made this for his son Joseph. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. So not only had Joseph told on him, but then Jacob, their father, really liked him a lot.
Shows some favoritism
And that made the brothers even dislike him more.
Jealousy's a tough thing.
It sure is. Verse 5, Joseph had a dream, and when he told his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field, when suddenly my sheaves rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it. His brother said to him, do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us? And they hated him all the more. So he's really not doing a lot of good things for himself.
This is kind of compounding.
He is.
They hated him, and then they hated him more, and then they hated him more, and then they hated him more.
Things aren't getting better for Joseph.
They're not.
And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. Verse 9, then he had another dream, and he told his brothers, listen, he said, I had another dream, and this time the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. Now, the sun and the moon represent his father and mother, and then the 11 stars represent his 11 brothers.
Okay.
When he told his father, as well as his brothers, so he shared this dream with his brothers again, his father rebuked him and said, what is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. So this is one of those situations where, like Miss Stephanie said, you know, Joseph, through his actions and what was going on with him, he kept making things worse for himself. But if you look at it from Joseph's perspective, who else is he going to tell about his dreams? I mean, his brothers and his parents are the only people he has.
And if you have a dream and you feel like it's from God, then you feel like you should share the information in it. So
Right.
I'm sure he felt like he should share.
Yeah. And maybe telling his mom and dad would have been better than rubbing his brother's faces. But still.
And it didn't help it that he, you know, had told on them and got them in trouble.
And that he was kind of the
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
of them. So he did. He kind of made it rough on himself. But that's where I'm going to stop tonight. Next week we'll pick up in verse 12. And if you've ever read this story or seen movies about this story, it's a really great story. And I'm looking forward to talking more about it with you guys.
Okay.
So have a great week. Don't forget about Miss Stephanie's craft video. She's got one that'll be out right after this. And then she'll have one that she's going to put out on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really fun and really neat. And I hope you guys enjoy them. So have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your time. And we're thinking a lot about you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.